Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your boy James, and I'm back with another video. This video is going to be very special. I got three brand new collector cars that I just bought. Um, I want to say, I think all three of them are brand new toolings. Um, some of the ones, yes, I'm gonna say 3 out of 2 of them are brand new toolings. One of them that I have already was is another is in another body style or um, uh, car package. But I'll let you see them in a few minutes. But the reason why I got these 4 cars here are these are the 4 cars that's going to be the featured cars of this video. I'm gonna do a little history about GM. GM was and still is a great company. Um, these are the years of the cars that dominated Ford and Chrysler, just a little bit. 2 out of 2 of the brands that you see here are not they're not in service anymore. Pontiac and Oldsmobile. Buick is still here. Chevrolet is still here. Just these cars right here were very, very, very popular for that time. It's funny, GM and they brands of the company, they was like rivals, and they work for the same company. It's kind of weird. Not really. Um, like let's Chevrolet had their own brand. Pontiac had their own segment of their brand. Oldsmobile had their brand, and Buick had their own brand. It was basically rivals against one another. They wanted to see who can outdo every segment of GM. Also, from that line is Cadillac. So you had Chevrolet, Pontiac, Oldsmobile, Buick, and the flagship Cadillac. So so you had them 5 brands in GM. That was basically going at it, but it was really going at it in the muscle car era. But as you see here, I have a 1970 Buick GNS or Stage 2, 1965 or 66 Oldsmobile 442, 1967 Chevrolet Chevelle SS with the awesome 396 under the hood, and the infamous 1965 Pontiac GTO, which is very arguably the first muscle car that they ever made with the package. To me, I always say certain cars in Chrysler was the first muscle car, because they only reason why I don't give it to them is because they didn't have their own package. This was a total package. You had the small as back in the day as you have. This was the mid-size version of the cars. They was large. They considered being large of today. You had the mid-size car, bigger engine, any amenities that you wanted, and it will go fast for you. GM was very, very, very crazy at that time. Like I said, every GM brand was basically rivals against one another. Also, they had their own engines. Oldsmobile had their own engines. Chevrolet had their own engines. Pontiac and Buick. They never wanted to commingle their engines against one another. As far as putting, like, let's say you like they used to do back in the 80s, putting an Oldsmobile engine into a Cadillac or an Oldsmobile engine in the Pontiac. They would have did that back in the day, back in the 60s. But overall, even though they was rivals at that time, they made beautiful cars. And most of the car era was one of they basically some of the cars that they came out with dominated the muscle car era. The fastest one to me, and was one of my favorite muscle cars from GM is this car right here, the Buick GNX with the stage, 455 big block. Made Gob's torque 500 pound-feet. I think it was 510. Horsepower was 360, but I highly doubt it. I think it was making more over than 400 horsepower. Because one thing about the big three at that time, they was trying to trick the insurance companies. So they will advertise the horsepower to be that horsepower, but not really. In the dyno tune, they was making at least 400 horsepower. Any muscle car at that time was making at least 400 horsepower. So like this one right here, this is 396 Chevelle SS, 375 horse. I think they had two versions of that engine. 325 horse, and you get ops with the 375 horse, 392. Oldsmobile, same thing. They came out with their own engines. 400. They came out with the 400 big block, 4-wheel carburetor. These cars was these very quick too. Some of these cars, even the Hertz cars was making at least 500 pound-feet of torque. The same 365 horse. Like I said, to me that wasn't the right horsepower. But yeah, GM, one of my favorite brands. Like I said, majority of the cars are not here anymore, as far as Pontiac or Oldsmobile. They got rid of Oldsmobile and Pontiac, I think, basically at the same time. I think around the early 2000s. I guess they figured that they didn't need that brand anymore because the cars that they was coming out. Even though they tried, I think Oldsmobile left first. Pontiac lingered just a little bit. The cars that they had was the last production was the Pontiac GTL, which was a Holden car from Australia. That was that basically got shipped here to the States. They smacked a GTO badge on it. Really didn't do too good. I love the car. It has I think the first car had the LS1 in it around like 2003, I believe, making 350 horsepower. Last model year, I would get out the 6 liter. They came out with a 6 liter at that time. But they discontinued that car. Then they came out with the 2006, 2007 G8. Did pretty good. It was outrunning the Charger at that time. So it was one of the quickest cars you can ever get from GM. But Pontiac didn't really have no air into that brand. So GM just kicked them to the curb. But yeah, GM, one of my favorite car brands, and I want to say a little shout out to Oldsmobile and Pontiac. God rest their souls. They made beautiful cars. They made some iconic cars, and they will be missed because they're never coming back. I wish they would bring them back, but they're not. So by that being said, let's go to what I was going to show you. Is some new collector cards that I found at the store, and let y'all see what I found. So here we go. The first one I'm opening up. Both of the ones that I bought. I bought 2 Giant Lightnings and 1 Auto World. This is from the class 1969 tooling. This is a limited edition of 3500. This is a 1969 Shelby 500, GT 500. Look at the card. Card kind of bent, but I'm still keep it. As you can see, a limited edition, 1 out of 3500. It's in the royal maroon metallic with the white stripe. I'll open it up for you. This is one of Shelby's babies, Carroll Shelby babies. I had to get it because I got a whole bunch of Shelby Mustangs, so I had to end up getting this one. This is right here. It's a beautiful tooling from Johnny Lightning. I believe these cars they're actually start. I think they start actually making these out of true 1/64 scales, because Johnny Lightnings to me are very, very small. But to me, I think they're getting recognition and making them a real 64 scale car. But anyway, this is 1970 Shelby GT350. Looks like a Mach 1, but it's not. As you can see, it has the maroon color with the white stripe. As you can see, it has the distinctive rails in the back of the back window. That was an option. It didn't come standard. I think it came standard with the GT500. But if you had a Mach 1 or just another the 302, Boss 302, you can still get this windshield cover or back window cover. As you can see on the back, you can see that the little snorkel in the middle, that is the exhaust. That's how it came back in 1969. Got the Shelby sign on the back, and you can see the distinctive tail lights. Very beautiful car. Open this up. Before I open it up, you see the hood. Very distinctive hood. Shelby. I guess Shelby invented this hood. And there it is. This is the big block. I believe it was the 428 Cobra Jet, because I think they had a 390 in it back in '68. They went on ahead and dropped the 428 Cobra Jet under the hood. It was making 335 horse, but you also can opt for the 375 horse power car, which is very, very sought after and fast. You can get a Hertz 4-speed, or you can get a C6 automatic with this car. As you can see, with the maroon color exterior, it goes with the white stripe, and it has the Magnum 500 rims on there with the bias ply Goodyear. I think those Goodyear Eagles. 1969 Ford Mustang GT350. Very nice car. Okay, we're going to still look at some Johnny Lightnings. The next Johnny Lightning to show you is another 1969 vehicle. This is also one of my favorites. Is in a limelight green poly. This is a 1969 GTO the Judge, which I have a Judge, but I think it's a 1972 that I have. But this is 1969, so here we go. I'll open it up for you so you can see it. Another beautiful car for my collection. Oh yeah, I love this color. This color is nice. 1969 Pontiac GTO Judge. As you can see, it's in that lime green color. The Judge was a Pacific package for this car. It was based on the show called Laughing. That came out back in the 60s. They had a little segment on the show where when the judge came out from one of the segments of the show, Flip Wilson would basically say, "Here come the judge. Here come the judge." Some stuff like that. Y'all may not know what that is. That's an old show, so I know something about it, even though I'm not in that era. My dad knows about it, and my mom, because that's their era right there. They grew up in that era. But this is a 1969 model. As you can see, this right here is very, very a unique car. It has GTO badging in the middle, in the grill, and then you got the hideaway lights. I got another GTO in the same body style. I got it packed up somewhere. It's a 1970. It's 1971 or 72, I think. I think the grill is different. But this is a 69. That one's a 71, 72. It also came with a Ram Air induction, a 400 big block, making I believe 366 horsepower and 450 pound-feet of torque. But like I said, that horsepower rating is wrong to me. I believe it's making at least 400 horse. The transmissions, you can get like a 3-speed turbo 400, I think. You also get a 4-speed Muncie 4-speed close ratio 4-speed manual transmission. Well, all the races opts for that transmission more than 3-speed automatic that came with this car. As you can see, is in the lime green color. It has the Judge badging on both the sides of the car. It also has the racing stripe. And on the back of the car, it has the spoiler on here with the Judge, it says on the spoiler. It has the dual exhaust. These wheels are period correct on this car. They didn't have no chrome on the wheels. It's just like plain Jane Magnum 500 Pontiac wheels, and also the period correct red line tires, bias ply tires, of course. Look like it has a gray interior. I'm gonna open up the hood for you so you can see the big block. 450, not the 455. By the way, in 71, the 455 got into this car. I think the 71 I have has a 455. This one right here is the big block 400 cold air intake injection car right here. Very, very sweet car. I'm glad I got it in my collection. 1969 Pontiac GTO, the Judge. And last but not least, certainly not the least, this is another Auto World. I have this particular car already, but this is a brand new tooling and brand new paint job and paint scheme with this car. This is a limited edition of 5500. This is a 1964 Plymouth Barracuda, and it's in a ruby red color with the white stripe. Like I said, I have this car already. It's in the it's like a baby blue color. I wonder if I can find it. It's over here somewhere. I'm gonna look for it so I can compare this car to this one. As you know, it has a distinctive carry box for the Auto World cars. And here we go with the car. Very nice. See how that red pops on this car. Very nice. I said, let me look for the other one right quick. It's around here somewhere. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. The reason why I got this car is because I have another one already. This is in the same body style as this one right here. Another 64 Barracuda. I guess this one was like like a custom package you can get if you wanted it. Both of them had the small block 273 and small block V8. This one is nice red, ruby red color. It has the white stripe. It has the red interior, so it's red on red. Got the chrome Carter wheels on there with the white walls. Like I said, got the small block 273 small block V8. It was making 235 horsepower, which was pretty good at that time. This car was aimed to. These cars came out. They was aiming for the Ford Mustang, because Ford Mustang was when they first came out, sold a million copies of that car, and Chrysler seen that happen, so they came out with this car right here. As you can see, it has a distinctive rear window, like a fastback window. They really actually the 65 to 66 Dodge Charger. I guess this car was basically the reason why the Charger was fastback, because of this car right here. 1964 Plymouth Barracuda. Very, very unique in this package. Very cool car. So, by that being said, this will be my last video until probably a couple more weeks, because I have a really busy month and next month. So I still do what I do. I love to do things the way I love to do them, as far as finding brand new toolings for y'all. My collection is getting huge. Also, I got to find storage and a display, so I can display some of my cars. I'm gonna put them up onto the wall so I can have more room for my basically my YouTube table. As you can see, it's like a used car lot over here. All them cars that I have, but I'm gonna end up I'm gonna find some more display case, so I can display all these cars. So just basically to clean the table off just a little bit. I'm still keep some of them on here. So by that being said, I hope you have a nice morning. Hope you enjoyed my video. Give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't like it. Like I always say to y'all, if you see something that you like and you're in the toy section where they have all the collector cards, you see something very nice you really want to get, and there's only one there, pick it up, because you don't regret it. Because I regret it a few times. But anyway, thanks for watching my video. I will see y'all in a couple of weeks. God bless, and y'all keep on collecting. Peace.